It's not coming up yet, is it? Hey, how we doing? I hope you've had a good day, my friend. Mine has been a pretty busy day indeed. Just enough time to sort myself out for the live. Thanks, man. Yes, been out and about, mixing with the people, listening to everyone going crazy in society, trying to get things they need for New Year's Eve, etc. You know, shopping until they drop, all those awesome things. Anything particular been happening with yourself the last 24 hours, or nothing too exciting to report? Oh, you got a VR headset. Very nice. So you've zipped off into the virtual world. Money Mojo, welcome. I hope we're all doing very well. Our friend Clips there is hanging out in the VR world of headset VR world. Yes. And you lost a tooth. Well, that's a pretty full day. Was it a real tooth or was it a virtual tooth? Just then. Okay. All right. Well, you know what you do with your teeth, right? You know what do you know what happens to your teeth when you give them to the tooth fairy? Hey, Sky TV, how we going? Welcome aboard. We're just having a bit of a chat with Clips there, who seems to have lost a tooth today. And I'll tell you a little funny story, okay? Before I get into my more serious chats. But, you know, the tooth fairy, you put the teeth under the pillow, right? So you get $1 off the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy pays you for your teeth because he collects all the teeth, and what he does is he then on-sells them to all the spray paint can companies, and inside the little spray cans, the rattle you hear is someone's tooth. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. But yes, that's where they all go. That's where everyone's teeth go. How are you, KMH? Kaori. I'm probably not getting that right, but welcome, my friend. I'm glad you subscribed. I mean, it's one of those things, right? I'm spending a lot of time doing lives and jumping online and chatting about how I see life, and that's what I do, right? That's one of my passions is putting out there how I see stuff. Obviously, for people who have not seen me before or listened to me before, please, with everything I say, take the things you like, chuck out what you don't like. It's really about, yeah, you get like $10. 100%. You know, with everything that, all right, cool as. With everything that a person says. And I think you should take this idea or that philosophy of mine so that you don't actually believe anything blindly. Don't just accept everything that everyone's saying, because then you're going to get quite confused about trying to work out how you want to see a particular situation or how you want to see life. So, it's really about, if something sits with you that I might say through my normal chats and you go, wow, oh, well done, mate, 52 subs. It's hard to get there. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of letting people into your life, really. So if something sits with that someone says and it sits for you and it answers a question, obviously you take it, you use it. If there are things that are said that you don't really get and they're not really sitting with you, you let them go. Don't stress about them. I mean, that's with everything in life, with everyone that you chat to, Have a level of skepticism. And, you know, in life, I believe most things can be proven. Most things that are real can be proven. It's just one of the ways I go about things. I like to think about things logically. I like to think about life from a logical perspective, and just no problem at all, my friend. That's excellent work. 98 subscribers. Well done. I don't know who that is, Alana. Bang, Jang. Okay, have no idea who that is. But thank you. If it's a compliment, thank you. You know, because I'm doing lives, I suppose I'm jumping on when it suits my life, and it's the only way I can do it. I've got a family, I've got commitments. I want to express how I see life, and I want to talk about, you know, positive things we can do to improve our own lives. That's something that I'm passionate about doing, making sure I'm seeing my own reflection when I do it. I look at it that way. What we put out is what we get back. The more positive we are, the more positive things become in our lives. You do have a lot more power within yourself than what most people give themselves credit for. Your words are powerful. You know how you can hurt someone with your words, where you can always also, you know, transform someone for the better with positive words. So words are powerful. You are powerful. You know, believe in yourself, everyone. Believe in yourself. I have my Melbourne, Australia coffee, and I have my glass of water. And you'll see me go back and forth between the two, because that's what it's all about, right? If we're going to be honest and fair income about our life, we need to spread the love. We need to show love to ourselves. We need to improve our lives to the point where we feel very good about ourselves, and we need to show others that's the way to go about transforming their worlds, because we're all empowered to transform our own world for the better or the worse, regarding or how we're putting things out, regarding of how we feel and what we believe. So, you know, it's really about understanding that you have a lot of personal power, right? Wow, I'd love to go to South Africa, but that's a cost too. But that sounds fantastic down there. I mean, I love the look of some of the images I've seen online of South Africa. There's a lot of beauty in every country of the world, hey? And what's my favourite cartoon? When I was a kid, I always liked Woody Woodpecker. But I like Foghorn Leghorn because he's not afraid to say how he feels, right? If you remember Foghorn Leghorn, the big rooster. Yeah, maybe I've got a little bit of myself in that. But look, guys, appreciate every single one of you for being here today. Yeah, come to Australia, mate. We're awesome down here. You know, I appreciate all of you for hanging out, wanting to have a listen to someone like myself. This is Craig's World Rocks. All of your worlds rock as well. Your lives are perfect. You are perfect. You are a perfectly, you know, awesome individual. You are a perfect spark of existence. That's how I like to look at every single one of you, right? And because you're a perfect spark, you don't have to do anything to get a ticket to the show, you know, or to the ticket in the afterworld, or you don't have to achieve anything or hit any level of, you know, acceptance to you know, be part of the all that is. You are part of the existence of this whole universe. You're a part of it. Human beings are a part of it. Trees are a part of it. Rivers are a part of it. You know, we're all one. The universe, the galaxy, the ETs that we're yet to meet. There's, you know, the universe and everything's so expansive. And I think there's so much more for us to experience and, you know, grow into. Amy, welcome. You're up there in Queensland. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. I know the slogan. I'm from Melbourne. Been to Queensland many times. Beautiful part of the world. And if any of you here have not been to Australia or been to Queensland, you best get there, because Queensland is another paradise on earth. Would you agree with that, Amy? I'm sure you do. Okay, a good day to you, some idiot. That's a very interesting, YouTube name you've made for yourself. And you are from Melbourne also. Oh, very nice, mate. Well, welcome aboard. If you haven't hung out with old Craig before, and I'm talking for myself here, I don't hide that fact that I'm 56, mate. So, I've lived a decent journey so far. Life is about so many different things. But unfortunately, when I look at the world these days, well, I just give my glasses a bit of a polish. Well, I look at the world these days, I see everyone caught up with media. Media is a big influence on our younger culture as well, our younger society. And everyone often they're promoting the way you have to be, the way you have to look, what you have to say, how you have to act. I'm not for any of that. I'm about the opposite of everything media is spruiking. Media is saying to everyone, be like this, and then you'll be successful and accepted. Myself here, I will say, be the authentic you. Be the you that you've always meant to be. Be the you that when you came into this world, when you were a young kid, you knew things that you loved. You knew things that you wanted to do. You knew the things that made you feel good. Reconnect with yourself at that point. And if you have if you've forgotten who your authentic self is, right? Everyone needs to remind themselves of who they are. What is it that you love? What is it that you want to be doing in life? Because I don't think there's anything more important you should be doing. You are living a human existence, right? You're living a human existence. If you're trying to be someone that you're not to please other people, you are wasting your life. I'll look straight down the barrel at all of you and I say that, right? Do not waste your life. It is your life. You came here for a very good reason. Now, whatever the reason was that you decided to come and live this life, because I empower you with the information that you have been involved in coming and living this life. Let's never, welcome Craig. How are you going, my friend? You don't have to accept what you have right now. You can change your life for the better. You can live a much more authentic life that is for you. When I say that to everyone, they do, mate. They do. And, the standards are unachievable. Depression and disconnectedness, these major two things that people lose their way in their life, come from trying to be something that they were never meant to be. You can't make someone like you by being someone that you're not. If you're pretending to be someone that you're not, you attract people that also are pretending not to be their authentic self. So you surround yourself with unauthentic people. If you want true happiness in your life, you don't have to impress everyone. You just have to be living from the heart. You just have to be bang, this is who I am, like it or lump it, don't really care what everyone thinks, and you will attract similar people that think like you and are into the things that you're into, and opportunities in those areas that you love to be involved in will open up for you. That's how you transform your life for the better. I have not read those, Craig. Haven't read them all, no. I like to nut it down really simple. And I like to make sure, because it's just who I am, I'm not a religious individual. I do see myself as a spiritual person, someone that takes ownership of his life, not just in doing the things for the family, but finding out what life's all about, having the best understanding of that for my own knowledge, and to help others, take what they like and chuck out what they don't like. I don't believe myself that religion has all the answers from the spiritual perspective. I think there is a lot of important things that come out of religion and spirituality, but there's a lot of other things that are based around control so that they can control the masses, and their negative use of things is something that doesn't sit well with me. And I know a lot of other people look at it as well in the same way, but I'm not worried about how everyone else looks at something. I'm only worried about how I see it, and so I have to follow my own truth, right? So I have to be true to myself, and I have to be authentic to myself. And if I'm not going to lie, the only person I know that if I was to lie about something or whatever, I would know. No one else would know. It's the same with yourself, right? You know if you're telling the truth. So the most important person to be authentic with is you. If you're not being your true self, if you're hiding yourself because you're fearful of how other people will react to how you see life, how your personal way of seeing things, because you have to be vulnerable to do that. Because I open myself up to speak my truth, and that opens up for other people to ridicule it if they don't like it. But that's where, I really want everyone to say, you don't have to agree with everything. Take the things you like, chuck it where you don't like. I'm very positive around the fact that your words have power. Where does that power come from? Where does the words come from? I believe they come from you, and I like to let people know that they can empower themselves. I don't think these thoughts come from other places. I think they're coming from our own selves. But you have a choice. You can choose how you talk to people. You can choose how you react to different situations. You don't have to do what is expected, but I think you need to do what's right from your perspective. I think you need to, really be someone that takes ownership of themselves. And that's what I mean when I say, connect with your authentic self. Do the things that are inside your heart. Connect your mind with your heart. Live honestly, fully. Don't live fake. The world's got enough fake people in it. One person can change the world. One person can make a difference. But it's not about trying to make the difference for the world. You have to solely focus on you. You have to be the pebble that gets dropped in the pond and creates the ripples. Exactly, man. It's simple, right? Be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. So you don't want to be a made-up you. You want to listen to what makes you feel good. So what are your passions in life? If you're someone that loves, I use different analogies when I talk about this, but if you're someone that loves rock climbing, and I don't like rock climbing, if you're someone that likes rock climbing and you get a real high out of doing that and you haven't done it for years, I ask you, if you're not physically impaired, why are you not doing something that brings you joy? Because when you do things that make you feel alive, they are lifting your vibration automatically. So you are living all of a sudden at a higher vibration. What does the higher vibration do for you? It attracts more people to you with other high vibrations, because universally vibrations attract to each other. Like attracts like. When you are down in the dumps, when you are being very negative, when you are angry, how many people come around you and go, yeah, I agree, I hate that too. And you get this little group at your work where they're all freaking downing on the job, and because you're all attracting each other by acting that way. That's right. We all have to, Craig. We all have to learn to truly love ourselves. Self-worth, self-esteem. Jennifer, welcome. How you going? We all have to keep on reminding ourselves of that, because Jennifer, I don't do this. I don't do the 67. I just said it for you. Look, in life, only you know if you're being authentically genuine. If you're not, you are just lying to yourself and you are living a fake life. You are missing out on connecting with the real you. You are missing out. When you connect with the real you, you are living at that higher vibrational level. You are living at a higher vibrational level, and we're here for a fun time. Exactly. So, what would be the harm in doing things that you love? Right? What's the harm in that? It's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't know too many people that want to spend their life doing things they hate. Right? I mean, I'm telling you that when you make that choice, when you go, okay, you have to accept where you are now. Let's start there. You have to accept wherever you are in life right now, right? To change yourself for the better. Always, Roadstrom, always beating that drum, my friend. You know, I love the old, some of the old drum solos, you know. Remember Eric Carr from Kiss, mate? He had some of the best. So, yeah, or beat me a drum like, you know, there we go. Hello from Ireland, Michelle. As my friend Roadstrom said, I'm beating the positive drum once again. But we're getting back to, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to change where we are now? How's the way to go? Thanks, man. Appreciate you. You know, where we are right now is wherever you are. Like good, bad, ugly, you're where you are right now. You need to embrace that. You need to say, I'm really happy with where I've got myself to be. That's the first step, all right? Because you can't change from here to the next version of yourself, the better version, hopefully. You can't change until you accept the version you are right now. And you might be very happy with where you are right now, but there's always more. There's always expanding, growing, learning, bringing in new things that are even better. There's no, you know, when we find something new that we get excited about, that's pretty cool, right? And if you didn't allow the new thing in, absolutely, Roadstrom, absolutely. No one's saying that you can't beat at times, right? If you feel the urge, you get a bit frustrated, boom. I add to that and say, okay, let's look at that reflection of why we've needed to feel that way. Why have we needed that? Where's that come from? But that's another story altogether. So when we embrace where we are now, then we can embrace creating a new version of ourselves, stepping forward into the next phase of our life, right? Because change is constant, everyone. Change happens every millisecond of every day. How does Craig know this? I know this because every millisecond of every day, your body, it gets older, right? It ages every millisecond of every day. We are changing. We are getting older and older and older. I don't think positive every second of the day, Rachel. I've got to tell you, mate, the idea of getting to that point of it's automatic, that you automatically are projecting very positive things and acting very positive. I don't find it hard, though, if I meet someone in the street or they do something or whatever, thank you very much, to respond nicely to people. I don't find that hard, right? If someone bumps you in the supermarket, do you turn around and go, piss off? No. Because if you act like that, you're creating a possibility of a negative interaction. You can simply control that, honestly, by saying, oh, sorry about that. My bad. Hope you're having a good day. And no, you don't have to go, how you going, mate? You don't have to go over the top, but thank you, KMH. You're a legend. Perfect as you are. You don't have to force it. I suppose you want to get to the point where it's a natural response, that you understand in a better way for yourself that everyone around you is the same as you. They've all come from the same place. We're all connected. We're all family. I mean, back when I was a kid, you know, neighbours and that would be so much more connected and help each other all the time. There was a more community connection. Have you not all noticed that over the last 20 to 30 years that our own world has been really separated? You know, we've all been separated from that. But people don't want to be separated. When you talk to the individual person in the street, they're very happy to make connections, but so many of them now just don't know how to go about it because they're spending their time right here, you know, online, interacting here. Well, connections are very important for your livelihood, right? They make you feel good when you can communicate with people, when you can, you know, embrace new ideas, when you can have new experiences. They're all important to your life, to you wanting to go further, to you wanting to let more positive into your world. You know, I mean, we can choose to make those choices, right? We can choose to be positive, we can choose to be negative. Energy that we are, I believe we're energy that goes on forever, right? We're already immortal as far as I'm concerned, but energy is neutral. Energy isn't positive or negative. There's dark light, there's dark and there's light, and both exist yin and yang together. They're both positive. There are positive experiences from, you know, using dark light to using light light. It's not about, you know, all that type of stuff. We should... You love Melbourne, man. You just like got this... I mean, you keep coming back, Roacham, so you got to, mate. You need to come down for a holiday, mate. That's what you need to do. But the tolls would be horrific, I'm sure. Especially with the new roads that we've just built and a new tunnel that goes nowhere. Billions of dollars and all down the drain. That's a whole nother story. So, you know, empowering ourselves to take control of the conversations that go on, the rhetoric that we put out. Why is it so important? Why does it make a difference? Because we are the guys that create our own worlds. We are empowered to create our own reality. As mind-blowing to some people as that might be, you can prove it all the time. When you say something very positive to someone, in most cases, they'll turn around and they'll speak, thank you so much for saying that. You know, it makes them feel really good and it makes them come up to that level. Zeraf, Jeff, yeah, I've said that totally wrong. How you going? Yes, I do. Your YouTube sign is very hard for me to pronounce, but welcome back. You are very appreciated. It's the ownership of everything, guys. It's taking ownership of your life. You know, it's not up to someone else to fix your life for you. I'm here to tell you that we can all fix our own lives for the better. We can all change things for the better. You know, you can be happy where you are, and I hope that you are happy where you are. I really do. I hope that life is great. But why should it stop there? Why should life be not changing and learning more and experiencing more? Mutaza, is that right? Have I said that right? Mutaza? I hope I've said that right. Mutaza? Yep. Murtaza? Or Mutaza? Murtaza. Kitty, how you going? Welcome back, my friend. No worries. All good. I try my best. I'm no English teacher. I can tell you that. I'm pretty good with numbers, but I'm no English teacher. So we really want to embrace that, right? Hey, are you having a drink without having a drink now? That's unacceptable, Roadstrom, right? Have the real stuff. Take care of yourself, my friend. Keep your eyes on some of the posts I'm putting on there, mate. I put a good little one on there the other day from a little bit of a light in the sky that's actually on my page, mate. And I filmed that a couple of nights ago. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It was a good one. It's short, but it's a good one on the extraterrestrial front, should I say. So guys, you know, it is something that I go over a lot. And I think for the next, you know, at least the next probably couple of months for me, as I talk to new people, and I suppose what I'm doing is I'm allowing people filter through on YouTube, right? So different people come on. So, you know, I've got to repeat the basics. I've got to help you guys to understand where to start from. But at the same stretch of just up my little table, same stretch of your imagination, you need to redo things. You need to go over how you're doing things. And I think repetition is how it becomes ground in, right? So being positive, being, the authentic person that you truly can be, takes practice when you haven't done it for a long time. So, if you haven't been really focusing on the things that bring you joy and the things that are passionate to you, the things that you love to do that are just for you, right? Like, I love bushwalking and I don't do it anymore. I don't have the time, blah, blah, blah. You need to incorporate bushwalking back into your life. You need to do the things that lift your vibration, that make you feel connected with life. It's important. That's the life force that you have. You're connecting with the reality that you're in. You're lifting yourself to allow more clearer information to come from the heart to the head, so you get a better idea of the things that you should be doing. If you go down that path of doing things that you're passionate about, boom, 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 life will start changing for the better. The key is being authentic and then connecting with the passions that you have inside yourself. If you haven't already worked it out, guys, I'm passionate about talking about life and giving you guys ideas about the way you can start to act and the things you can do to actually start to transform your life. Now, if you listen to me for 2 minutes and you listen to me for an hour, it doesn't matter. What I want from you guys is when you come back and see me, if you've done things, if you have experiences where things have happened, like you've put out a much more positive to someone and that person comes back talking really positive to you, I want to hear your stories, guys. I want to have those conversations. If you have questions about anything in life that you want my opinion on, throw the question out. Now, if I can't get to it because it's a really deep, heavy question, we'll work out another way. You can send me a comment in one of my videos and I can write you the answer to the question in the comments, right? I can get you some information back, things to help you look at it from a different angle. But I want you to know that I'm here to interact, right? I'm here to pass on the knowledge that I've got and help you guys along your own journey to the best of my ability, right? It's, yeah, BFO, mate. I've just been involved in thinking about what life is all about since I was about, I'd say 10 years old. And I spent probably, I reckon about 8 years from age 12 to 20, really lost, right? There were things that were said through religious points of view and they didn't sit with me. And I was only a 12-year-old kid, but I basically, I appreciate you too, Craig. I basically just was lost for a long period of time until I came across my first mentor that told me that, hey, there's another way to look at life and there's another way a lot of us do look at life. And that's that you have a say, that what you do makes a difference. It basically empowered me to feel that I had control in my life, that I had a say. Because before that I felt like, what's the point? I don't have a say. Someone else is doing everything. What does it matter how I act? So, understanding that you have a say, that you do create your own reality, and you can't create part of it, okay? I'll have a little chat about this part of conversation, right? When you create your own reality and you understand that you do, you're taking on the understanding that you create everything that comes into your life. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. Everything. And most people run away pretty quickly when you say, yeah, those bad things that happened to you 15 years ago, you created those. Because, no, it wasn't a priest at all, man. Not at all. She was a psychic, a clairvoyant, was my first mentor. And a very, very knowledgeable woman with just a great understanding within herself about how she saw things. And, I'll always be thankful for that connection that got me on my path of being really confident in my own life and being comfortable in my own skin and being able to go out there and just, do what I wanted to do from the heart. Let's do those things. Let's start to do them. So, well, maybe she did. Look, so basically, back on track with creating your own reality. When you, it's all right, people in my house just passing by. It's always very communal here. When you have something negative that happens in your life, it's really hard to accept that you've created that, right? But often something that seems negative now might actually be teaching you something that will transform into something in the future that makes that seemingly negative situation turn into a positive learning thing. Because if you hadn't gone through this, you would never have gotten there, if you know where I'm coming with that. Like, it's having the ability to accept what goes on and go with the flow, not to fight against it. Sometimes it's accepting of these things that go on gets you to that final place of achievement, right? It's life is a jigsaw puzzle, right? And we keep finding pieces of the puzzle and we keep putting it together till eventually we're going to get that whole puzzle put together, and we're setting back from the life, and we're like, now it might take till you cross back over to actually set back and have your life review and look back at the life and say, well, I put it all together, but I didn't quite get there until I finished the life. Some of us like to believe, and I'm one of those people, that you can get it all put together during your life, be able to step back from it and go, okay, now that I get this, now that I understand what to do to transform things, how can I go about doing this? Exactly. That's Hulan. How you going, my friend? Excellent. Yeah, so that's a tougher thing to get to, right? Being able to look at the situation, almost analysing what's gone on from a further away perspective, if you know where I'm coming from. So then you actually can analyse it with all the pieces together, rather than just when you're involved in a certain, on a day-to-day experiences, you could be involved in that emotional experience that happens on that one day, but that's only one part of the 100 pieces that are all going to come around that to create why you've gone through it. Yeah? So you've got to trust sometimes. You've got to trust that life and that you are in charge of this, and all the pieces are going to come together. It's a lot of the spiritual people say, you know, you got to go with the flow with life. You got to trust that you're on your right path. Now, how do you know if you're on your right path? The only answer I've got for you there is be doing the things that you love to do. Follow your passions and you will be on the right path. If you are doing things you hate, remind yourself of what you love to do when it's from the heart, and try and bring those things into your life. That's how you get yourself, because there's infinite pathways you can create. And before you understand that you actually have the power to transform things, you might have been feeling really negative about life and you're creating all this negative stuff down that path because you don't know any better. But when you realise, or you be told that, hey, what you think creates your own reality and how you act creates your own reality, then it's very important what you think and how you act, yeah, and what you say. It becomes the number one most important thing in your life, because they're the things that transform everything. They're the thing, that's the basis to the manifestation. You know, everyone, you know, you see the pop words online where they will talk about, you can manifest millions of dollars and you can do this and you can do that. There's nothing that you can't manifest in your life. The problem with manifesting things that you want, excuse me, the problem is that you have beliefs. And the beliefs that you hold, they come from all the connections that you've had throughout your life. From when the day you were born. So let's use the analogy that I use often when it comes to this. When you were born, You are a brand new computer, right? You have lovely, clean files. There's nothing in them, no programming. You can put in there whatever you like. And as soon as the baby is born, the mother and the father and the people in the family are all like, oh, look at that, and oh, don't put your finger there. And they start telling you what you can do. They start programming you with little beliefs and this and that. And don't do that, you could hurt yourself, and don't do this. That's bad if you say that word, or, you know, and as you grow up, you get all the beliefs and limitations about life, and then all other stuff gets thrown on you, and you really have no idea what the hell is going on, except you just accept it because you're a kid. What else are you going to do? These people wouldn't be telling you a lie, would they? They certainly might be telling you something that they don't really understand, but they've been told that that's how it is, so they just have accepted that belief as well. Well, that's the thing with beliefs, right? Beliefs are what you believe to be real. You don't have to prove a belief to believe it. You just have to believe it. And your beliefs create everything in your world. Your beliefs create everything in your world. They're the boundaries to what you allow to happen in your life. So you can't even say, oh, well, my beliefs, well, such and such doesn't have this issue, but I don't seem to be able to do that. It's because their beliefs are different to your beliefs, because they've been raised with different groups of people. We've all got limitations in those areas, but they're our beliefs. They're the beliefs that we have taken on as gospel, as they're factual. Well, they're not factual, they're a belief. Everyone has the power to change their beliefs at any time, any day or not, any time, day or night, right? You can actually go, you know what? If you were to talk to someone, if you were to throw out a comment from a situation and go, and you were quite negative, right? Let's say you said something quite negative to a group of people because they acted a certain way. And then you look back at that and you go, oh, I was pretty harsh. It's probably going to connect with some belief that you have. Maybe it was one of your aunties that used to act that way when you were a kid, and you watched her respond to the same situations that you just witnessed, and the same response came up. Then you have to realize and decide for yourself, do I want to have Auntie B's bloody belief, or do I not agree with that? Is that not something I prefer to be? See, because your beliefs surround you to create you and your world to be the way you want it to be. So if your life and your world isn't what you want it to be, you need to have a really close look at your belief systems, and they can come up through different experiences. But when you act a certain way and you act a way that's not overly positive, do you not want to then, if you pay attention to what you've done, you can decide whether you want to keep that or not. When you decide that this belief or this thought, I don't like that, I don't want to be like that, I don't want to respond like that. When you actually think that and you realize that you don't want it, the belief is gone. You've dispersed it because you've made the decision, I don't want that belief. And then it's up to you to put a different type of belief in place, a much more positive one, a much more, broader belief, right? So it's not about anybody else. It is 100% about you, because the only reality that you create is yours. So your beliefs have to be aligned with you being your authentic you. If you have beliefs coming up that don't align with who you've always wanted to be, maybe you need to look at adjusting a few things. Another thing that I talk to people about is, when you look at yourself, when you analyze yourself and you accept where you are, like we spoke about earlier, you can then decide, okay, I want these things in my life. I want to be this type of person. All right, that's what I want. That's out there. I'm here. I accept everything I've created so far. how do I get there? How do I become that Craig? Well, you have to work out what you would need to believe to be there. So you've got to know where it is you want to go, who you want to become, and then you want to start to act and do the things that Craig would do. And then you begin to manifest that reality into your world. So for me, a big part of it is, doing this channel is about me expressing my passion for life, the universe, and everything, okay? So it's about having these conversations with everyone out there and going from there. 1 second while I have a sip of water. So in fact, to transform your life, and I'm just going to go over this again because I think it's an important point. To transform your life, you have to accept, firstly, where you are now. You have to accept who you are. You have to embrace all the good, all the bad, everything. Always am, my friend. Always am chill, and you're welcome to pop in anytime, my friend. And whenever you need a positive pump up, mate, you just hang out, right? And you can get it. But appreciate you. So, hey, Gabriel, how you going? I've been talking about, I'm going to get back on the bandwagon, or I was going to keep rolling forward, So accepting where you are now is the first step to changing your life for the better. Accepting my day has been good, my friend. Been very busy. And then I was able to organise myself enough to get on today and start having a chat. But been very much out there, just a lot of holiday stuff, mate. Going out to the shops, mixing with the people. Yeah, it's been good. Hope your day's been good too, mate. Yeah, so accepting you for where you are now. Big part of it. You want to change yourself into someone better. If you want to create something better for you, you have to accept where you are now. You have to accept the good with yourself, the bad, the ugly, that you have created all of you. You've created your world. You are where you are right now, listening to this old fella Craig talk about life. That's where you are right now. So if you can embrace that and say, yep, I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy where I am at the moment. I embrace that. I've got myself here. Hallelujah. Happy days, right? To change yourself into something different, and I'm going to say something different because let's face it, you can create whatever you want in your life. It doesn't have to be good, bad, or ugly. Energy is neutral. So you can create the next you, what you want to step into. You have to know where you are. You have to know what it is that you want to create, who you want to become. So then you need to connect the two, right? So you have to think about, all right, if I was that Craig that's out here and he's living this life, what do I have to do to be that version of Craig? And then you have to start to ground and think and act and really do the things that you think will take you to being that particular person of yourself. Well, you know what I'm really glad about there, Gabriel, is that you are being authentically honest with where you are. Because that's what I'm talking about right now. So it's funny that you jump on and you start hearing this, right? So maybe it's for you. Well, it's probably for others too, right? But accepting and being authentically accepting of your truth, of who you are, what you've created so far, because each person creates their own reality. So that's not just about changing where you are from now. That's about accepting what you've created up to now. Now you've been creating it without really being consciously aware of it. And we as human beings in this life, we are actually manifesting constantly. We don't have to actually do anything to create something. We create ourselves over and over and over again every millisecond of this existence. How do I know this? It comes back to the same thing. We actually deteriorate every millisecond. We change every millisecond of every day. We are getting older. We have to manifest that though. We're manifesting it over and over again. So, because we all believe that we're going to get older, right? We all believe it. Comes from the belief again. So in this realm that we create our own reality in, we need to empower ourselves with, what do you want to create? What's the vision? What things would I have to believe to allow this to come true in my life, for me to create this? Because it all stems back to what you believe, right? Your beliefs are surrounding yourself as an individual. You have beliefs, whether they're beliefs, what we're talking about here, Gabriel, I'll use you as an example, my friend. Beliefs that you're lazy, right? Well, if you believe you're lazy, probably going to be lazy. You know, it's just, hey, Jade, how you going? It's analysing ourselves. What do you like about yourself? What don't you like? You have to change your belief and your thoughts and your actions to change your reality. The only effort you've got to do is understand who it is you want to be and start to speak the actions that you need to speak. If you were that version of yourself, how would Gabriel talk? If you were that version of you, how would you talk to people? How would you act? Oh, that's very exciting, Jade, very exciting. So you're seeing a few friends come visiting you too. Very exciting. Did you see my little video I put up from 2 nights ago with the light, the bright light, and then it faded out? It was only a short 17-second video on my YouTube channel, but I don't believe that was a human craft that was up there. It was something out of this world, I think. And they're actually, I've got another couple of videos of a similar thing. There was another one that came not long after, and then another one in the same area, funnily enough, and they actually faded out in the same way. I was like, am I on a loop here? Am I seeing the same thing? I don't know. But very exciting, very exciting. And there was something that I haven't mentioned yet because I didn't get any film of it, but I was watching the stars last night. Like in Melbourne today, it's very overcast, so I'm a little bit disappointed. It's a bit hard to see things there, but I was watching the stars last night, and I do put out my thoughts to my star family and say, hey, if you'd like to visit or show me your lights, go for it. I'm very authentic about that when I speak to my extraterrestrial friends. And 3-pointed big triangle, three lights were floating across towards me over the top, 3 in a big triangle, like a big mothership. And before I got my camera out, the 3 of them all faded to nothing. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Completing some work. Mate, Gabriel, you're always welcome, my friend. You enjoy your evening, your day, your week, until we meet again. Au revoir. And I'm not French. So, yes, Jade, I hope you are searching the stars, because I'm doing it on a regular basis, and I hope that everyone gets out there and starts looking up, because there's so much stuff going on. We need to get past the point of nothing's going on up there. There's a lot of stuff going on up there, and I think we need to all be aware of it. It's life. It's part of life. If we have brothers and sisters from the universe visiting us and starting to connect with us, I want to be aware of that. I want to be first in line to have a conversation. I want them to know that we're all good people. We've got a couple of, probably warmongering bosses that run the globe, and they probably need to be sorted out. But in general, we're all loving, wonderful people that just want to live a happy life and understand ourselves in the clearest way possible. Not knowing who you are, not being connected with yourself fully is another one of the main reasons that I think I'm doing this YouTube page, because people need someone to, I think people need people to remind them that there's other people that feel the same way, and there are ways to find connection with ourselves if we've lost connection, right? When you don't feel that you have any control in your life, that's one of the worst feelings that you'll ever have, when it's out of control, when you feel like there's no hope, when there's nothing you can do. Well, I'm here to tell everybody that there's everything you can do. As an individual, you have the power. You are more powerful than you understand. No one is better than you. No one is less than you. We are all connected to life, the universe, and everything. We are all perfect sparks of love and light that go on forever. And, you already have the ticket. You've already got the golden ticket, as Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he said. He's won the golden ticket. You didn't have to win it. You exist. You have the golden ticket. You're already, you're an Oompa Loompa. You work in the factory. We're a part of it all, right? We are awesome individuals. We really are. And we need to keep telling each other that. We need to keep pumping up our own tires. It's really easy to down on someone, right? It's really easy to be a negative, glass half empty dude. Oh, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. Life doesn't happen the way I want, blah, blah, blah. Well, stop getting down on yourself and start to think about yourself as part of everything, that you live forever. That's pretty exciting. If what old Craig is saying is true, oh my goodness, life's good, right? We're golden. Life is good, right? It's the experience, it's the journey that is the beautiful thing of life. Embracing yourself, that you have created this journey that you wanted to experience yourself in. The journey is the beautiful thing, right? Living life to the fullest. Whatever your journey, whatever journey you are on, remind yourself of the things that make your vibration go up, the things that get you excited. Stop with your head in the sand. Stop being an ostrich. Take your head out the sand and get into the things that you love to do for you, right? It's very important that you do the things that you love to do. It's very important, right? It's important to help transform your life for the better. Life's pretty awesome, right? And it should be. And if it's not going well, you need to have a good look in the mirror. You need to have an honest conversation. How am I acting? What am I doing? What do I believe? If things are upsetting you and you're out there in the street and someone knocks you in the supermarket and you're turning around and getting angry, you got to have a look at what's going on with you. There's a belief there, something that wants to come out and get rid of it. Because that person didn't mean to bump into you. You had them bump into you because that's what brought up the negative belief, the negative reaction. Because you can choose how you react in that situation. Oh, that's okay, no problem at all. Are you okay? Oh, you have a good day. And then everyone moves on and they're all good. Or you can turn around and say, what the hell do you think you're doing? Open your eyes, you silly old bat. You can act like that. And then you've created a real horrific situation for yourself. We have the power to act how we act. You can't blame other people for how you act. You need to take ownership of yourself. It's not about other people, it's about you. And you have to analyze yourself. When these things come up, when you have an attitude come up, it's not about the other person that's got involved in your life is there because you've asked them to be there to spark this, to bring this thing to the surface so you can let it go. You've chosen every situation to happen to you. Every one. You've chosen it. You've done it. You've created it for a reason. If it's a negative response that comes up, if it's angry, if it's frustration, it's whatever, there's something you believe inside yourself that you want to let go of. You want to move it on. You can't tell me that individuals prefer to feel terrible or they want to react terribly. You can't tell me that's what people want. I don't think anyone wants that. I think we're all looking just to be really happy with who we are. And I think at the core, at the most basic level, that's what it's about. Being happy with who you are. You don't have to achieve any amazing goals in life. You don't have to be first in the race to get the ticket to live forever. You just have to be a good-hearted person that loves himself and wants other people to love themselves and everyone to have a great experience in life and do the things that they love to do. You have a place here that you can do anything that you want to do. Anything. This world is a playground for us. Why would we want to hate on each other? You know? Don't want to get too heavy. Oh, I got to say though, Tuesday night, you know, sometimes I like to get out some of my crystals, a bit of a play. Fluorite, this one's fluorite. Fluorite's beautiful crystal. Fluorite, if none of you know this, this is more purple fluorite. There's a bit of green in it, but this is fluorite. Fluorite helps people to dream or connect their dreams and helps people to bring their dreams into their reality. See, because there's two different parts to existence. There's your thoughts, where your creations begin, where your manifestations begin, and then there's the physical reality that is also an illusion, but we create what we want in this illusion to learn the things that we want to learn. Fluorite connects those two worlds together. You know, very fragile stone, fluorite, so it's not a really hard stone, but there's some beautiful inclusions in it. You know, the greens I've got fluorites where there's a little bit of yellow in them too. Quite beautiful stone, fluorite. But yeah, it's about understanding things for you. Getting your head around that you have a say in your life. You're in charge of your life. The hardest thing I think people have to grasp that and to really get their head around that concept is that, how do I possibly believe that I created all the bad stuff that happened to me over the years? You created all of it because all of it isn't bad stuff. The bad stuff has probably taught you things that will take you to another level of understanding further down your life path. But it's about looking at your overall situation. You know, Dylan, the only person that I believe can transform another person or can transform or take control of their life is that person. We need to honestly look deep into ourselves and connect with who we are to feel connected. Everyone's always looking outside themselves for the answers, and that can make us forget about what's important, right? What's important is understanding that you and everybody else has their own unique individual connection with life, the universe, and everything, and we are one with it all, and we are as powerful as anyone else. And the one person that can transform your life is you. Believe in yourself. Self-esteem, self-worth, self-love. Believe in yourself. Something that a lot of people forget, or maybe they've just never been told that it's okay to believe in yourself. Giving away your power to something else to then fix your problems for you, it's not the answer. I'm Australian, yes. To differentiate. I'm Australian. I'm g'day, mate. I don't say g'day very much, but some Australians do. I'm I'm Craig. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. So, and I'm here and I'm talking about different aspects to how I see life, mate, and how you can take control of your own life whenever you are ready. You are the most powerful person in your life, not something out there. It's here. Connect with the authentic you. Remind yourself of what makes you feel good. Start doing those things. That's the basics. I can talk about so many different avenues off that, but for the guys that are on here that have never seen me before, I'm starting to do lives the last month, and I've found that I'm getting a lot of family coming on board and subscribing, because I think this is the best way to see me authentically. I'm a guy that believes in life in the way I believe it. I know within myself that I create what happens in my life. The good, the bad, the ugly, right? I create it all. You either believe you create your own reality, or you believe someone else is doing it to you. I feel good and centered believing what I believe. So my intuition and my gut sits with me and says, that's correct, right? There's an air of, well, if something else is doing everything to me and making the decisions for me, that's an uncomfortable feeling. I don't want to be a puppet, right? We are amazing spiritual individuals. We are sparks of love and light. We are perfect as we are. And I say this a lot now, you already have the ticket. You already live forever. You don't have to do anything, prove anything, or be anyone that you don't want to be to have that ticket. You will always exist. This is a life that you have created for yourself to learn the experiences that you want to learn. If you want to understand why you have chosen to live this life for yourself, I suggest that you do the things that you love to do, lift your vibration, and the connection between your heart and your head will clear, and you will start to receive that information. Crazy, eh? That's just, whoa. I love lots of different things. So one of them is speaking about life, the universe and everything. Love it, right? Any imaginary things, any mystical things, anything that's way out there in the reality. I mean, I love it. It's like creation and believing in the unbelievable. That's awesome to me. All right. Yeah, go with the flow. That's so important in your life. Sorry, I'm just going back to read some of the things. Legend Bobo, thoughts on go with the flow. That's how you have to spend your life. You've chosen your river, right? There's infinite rivers in front of you to choose. And my advice is choose the river where you're doing the things that you love. Yeah, that would be a good start. That's the starting point. That's what I'm trying to get people. Jump into that river. Do things that you love to do. And then go with the flow. Because you've created the river. You've already created it. You've created infinite choices. Pick the one that you'll love doing the most. You create your own reality every second of every day. You do it all the time. You've already done it. You don't have to learn how to manifest. It's choosing the path that you want for yourself. I've chosen a path of starting this YouTube page because I love talking about life and I believe I've got something to offer. I've got a family. I work full time. I'm doing all the stuff that normal people do in their lives, but I want to offer how I see life and the things that I've learned from many mentors over my 35 years of being an adult, and the people that I've come across and what they've taught me. And that's helped me to, really be comfortable in my own skin. This is a passion of mine. I'm not going to stop doing this now. I'm loving it, right? And there's people that are really negative, and there's people that are magnificent. There's people that are wonderful. I'm happy to talk to the ones that are really negative anyway, because often it's because they're not really understanding what I'm about and what I'm trying to pass on. And I'm just trying to help people to understand that you have a say in your life. I'm someone that's saying you have the power to change your life. No one else is going to do it for you. No God is going to change your life for you. Only you can change your life for you. It's got nothing to do with the God. You're part of the all that is. You are already there, right? I mean, it's existence. We're already perfect. We're not sinners. We're perfect. Have you looked at a baby lately? Brand new baby. They're perfect. There's no sin in them. Not born sinners. That's ridiculous. I don't agree with that. We're perfect. We get programmed with other people's negative programming as we go through our early lives, and we then have an opportunity when we get older to change that programming if we want to. And if you are acting in a way that you don't like, if you get to the point where you step back and you go, why am I talking like that? That's terrible what I just said. Maybe you don't realize it till the evening after the event has happened and you've talked bad. But it's a realization nonetheless, and it's an opportunity for you to decide whether that's the type of person you prefer to be. If you listen to your heart about your authentic self, you will prefer to be someone very positive, someone that wants to make a difference, someone that wants great things in their life, someone that wants to have great experiences, lots of joy, happiness, all the good things, right? Unless you're a lover of horror movies, and then maybe you want to create a bit of horror. But that's all good. If you want to do that, you can. But I'm telling you, I want you to understand that you all have the power to create whatever it is you want to create for you that makes you feel good, right? And if things are happening that don't make you feel good, pay attention to why you're creating them. There's going to be a reason. There's going to be a belief. There's going to be a memory. You can choose to change anything for yourself at any time. You can get rid of negative beliefs. You can go, no, I don't want to think like that anymore. You have conscious control of what you say and do. What you say and do is extremely powerful because you are a powerful individual. You just don't know it yet. If you truly can and do, as I suggest, create your own reality, then you're a pretty amazing individual, correct? Just imagine if what I'm saying is true. What you put out is what comes back. The more positive you are, the more positive your reality becomes. Do the things that you are passionate about, and you will start to live a life of passion, of excitement, of joy. It's not a religious comment that I'm making. It's a spiritual comment, but I don't put the overtones of religion on it. Be your authentic self. The only person that can judge you is you. And you know, you're the only person that knows if you're being authentic or not. You know if you're lying. I don't know if you're lying. At the end of your life, you'll know whether you lived an authentic life or not. Or you'll know if you lived a fake one. What do you want to do? Do you want to be real or do you want to be fake? Just an out there question, everyone. Real or fake? What do you prefer? But yeah, and I love the comment, Najin Boo Boo, Bobo there, going with the flow. It's something that, you know, everyone thinks they've got to manifest or they've got to force manifestations to change their lives for the better, right? But the reality is you've already manifested every option that you've got in front of you. You've already pre-done it. You do it. You've done it before you came here, and you can change things as you go along, but you don't have to manifest. You have to choose. You have to choose. Well, that's fine for you, Troy. No dramas. You know I've said that before. But you have to choose the path that suits you, the path that sits with you, the path that will bring you your greatest happiness, right? You have to choose that path, and you have to go with the flow on that path, you know? The path is there. How do you know what path? What brings you the most excitement at the moment? What's something that makes you feel passion in your life that you're like, I love doing that. That's so fun. Whatever that is, start doing it because that's your higher self and the authentic you screaming at you to go down that path. It's you screaming at you. Now, if you can't trust your own internal messaging, what hope is there, right? Money. Money. Well, there you go. So, okay, maybe it's finance. Maybe it's learning about how to create more. Maybe that's a passion. Maybe you can go and do some courses around that if money is something that excites you, right? You like the motorbike. Mate, get on your motorbike, go riding, join clubs, meet people, expand your life into things that you love to do. I don't see that it's that difficult to do that, is it, guys and girls? I think we need to remind ourselves of what is it that makes us tick? What is it that we love? What is it when we were kids? We go, oh, I love this Tonka truck. I love digging. Maybe you want to be out there in the mines digging and hunting for gold. I don't know what it is. But each person needs to be living their excitement, right? You're wasting your lives if you're doing other stuff. And again, I know that we've got families to take care of. We've got responsibilities. You don't have to drop everything and quit all your jobs, right? All you have to do is start adding in a little bit of that stuff that you're passionate about. Start to add it in because opportunities might come. If you, like, let's say it's a hobby and it's jewelry making, I don't know, and so you join this, lapidary club and you're cutting stones and you're making jewelry and you meet these other people that are into it, and all of a sudden one of them says, I'm really in need of someone to work at my shop. What do you do on a daily basis? You're interested in working full time doing this? Bang, opportunity, doing something that you love. Because you've put out to the universe, I want to do something that I'm passionate about, it gives you more passion. You've created that to you. You've brought that to you. Like attracts like. Start doing things that you feel great about, that you're passionate about. Start adding them into your life somewhere. Doesn't have to be all at once. Just that. If you love tattoos, man, I don't know. I'm guessing you're not a tattooist, you're not a tattoo artist, but things that you're passionate about, maybe there are groups that you can connect with in that space. I don't think I have three-story mansion. Okay, well so I would say to you about the three-story mansion, that is the end result of maybe following some of your passions, because just achieving a financial goal is great. And to have that there as a goal that you want for yourself, but how are you going to get it? See, like I was talking about earlier, about you are you right now with what you've got, right? Embrace and be happy with who you are right now and what you've created so far, because you've done an awesome job, okay? Najin Boo Boo, you've done an awesome job. So be happy where you are now, and then see the person that you want to be. And then when you see who you want to be, work out what you would have to be like and act like to go from where you are now to that new version of yourself. Or how would the new version of yourself act? What would they be doing? What would they want to be doing that? You need to actually think about it in that kind of way to bring the ideas to you about what you can do. Yeah, see, I don't want a big house either, Dylan, because then you've got to clean the damn thing. Especially if you've got a missus and they always want everything clean. So just be very careful what you manifest, everyone, right? Mate, you become a billionaire. I hope that you do remember me, my friend. But look, money's not everything, right? It's the journey. It's the experience. It's the joy, right? It's the experience, guys. For me, understanding what I can do as a human being, connecting with who I am as a human being. Is there more abilities that we have that we don't even know that we have? You hear things like Uri Geller. You might have heard about Uri Geller, a psychic doing telekinesis and bending spoons and all that back in the 60s and 70s. Do you know that there was a secret behind-the-scenes underground military operation that had him involved in that? Because he was genuine, right? He could, move matter and affect matter with his mind. So little things like that, right? There's so much stuff that most of us do not know or understand or look at. I'm interested in all that. I want to become I want to really understand who I am as a being, right? I want to know, are there abilities that can be opened up? Are there things that we could do that we don't realize we can do? I mean, I'll throw a couple of things out there. Over the years, I was shown how to do psychic readings, and I've done readings on people, and things have happened to people that I have predicted have happened, and it blew me away when I saw things in my mind when doing a bit of a reading for someone. Lucid dreaming, when you realize you're dreaming in the dream, how you can change things in that state, separating from your physical body, called out-of-body experience. Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body, one of my favorite books. Robert Monroe was a person that had plenty of out-of-body experiences through his life, and he wrote about them. He documented them all. Amazing guy. There's actually a university in America called the Monroe Institute where people go there to study out-of-body experiences. It's real. When you separate from your physical and you're there in your energy body, I've done it twice in my life, we go on. There's more to life than the physical life. I don't know what the answer is once we cross back. I have a good understanding. I mean, if you listen to a lot of people that have had near-death experiences per se, you can go online and listen to near-death experience stories for months. And they all say basically the same thing. You go there, you have your life review, you have a look at how your life went, you make your own judgment. Beings come to you and tell you, everything's good. There's nothing you have to do. It's not your time. Boom, back you come. And, life is exciting because we're existing, right? But there is so much, yeah. It's just I love that. Okay, well, any books that inspired you to do this? Well, this whole thing is a conglomeration of many experiences over my humble life, from not understanding anything to being really afraid of what a preacher was saying when I was 12 years old, and I felt in my gut, I was like, I can't do what this preacher wants me to do because it's not right. Something inside me was like, it's not right. I'm crazy. You're not crazy, Troy. You're as sane as everybody else. We're all the same, mate. We all come from the same place, right? We're all babies. We're all babies. Come into the world the same. We live in this life that no one really explains anything to any of us. And then at the end of the life, we'll move on into the next realm where we came from. I like to call that home. I don't think this is home. I think when we cross back over, it's not death. It's just stepping into the next phase of your existence, back to who we more really are. And then you analyze how you went in this life. So, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. And that's why my philosophy on life is treat people the best you can possibly treat them, because I think that's the best any of us can do. We don't know any real more than that. And all of you are my brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter what race, creed, religion, whatever you are, it doesn't matter to me. We've all come into this world the same, just in different bodies. We're having different experiences. Embrace and treat everyone as you'd want to be treated. I don't see it as a difficult concept. It's just being bloody nice. I don't want people to walk up to me and go, you're a dickhead. I want people to say, oh, it's a great day today, isn't it? Having a great day, everyone? I mean, I know that sounds a bit Truman-like, the movie, but in a basic concept, I think most of us want everyone to be happy, everyone to be having a good life, everyone to have the experiences that I want the best for all of you. You've got to understand that. It's a great day. It is a great day. We're alive. We're learning stuff. We're having a great chat, right? I appreciate all of you guys for being here. I mean, you were, think of it like this, right? This is how I look at you all online with me now. You know, I've got 4 of us here at the moment, which is great. 4 is more than 3. But you're spending some of your existence listening to me. That just blows my mind, right? And I'm thankful and grateful for you guys doing that. And I really do hope that my philosophies on life, that you can take a few of those things and they help you, right? I'm doing this as regularly as I can now, right? So at the moment, I'm on holidays. So I'll probably go another 2 or 3 weeks before I go back to my day job. And I will come on live a lot over the next 3 weeks because I want to connect and put this opinion and my understandings about life out there to whoever wants to listen. You know, so you have friends, you have family, anyone that think would find how I talk interesting, by all means, let them know, invite them along. I don't think there's that many people like me on anywhere chatting the way that they chat. I'm not here, you know, showing you images of things on TV. I am just honestly talking from the heart, and we do have snow in Australia. I'm in Melbourne, so some of the Dandenong ranges have snow, and there's a few, but that's in the middle of winter. We've just entered summer here, so there's absolutely no snow at the moment. 2 days ago, it was 34 degrees Celsius, so we had a bit of a sweltering day. Today's a lot more acceptable, more standard. But yeah, we certainly have snow at times. Yeah, but you know, we just need to simplify life down a little bit for ourselves. I think we get really caught up in trying to be too confusing, trying to be too detailed, right? Well, that, you know, Dylan, the reality is that I am helping myself at the same time. And I'm not, because what I'm saying is giving me a reflection of me as well. So, you know, we're helping each other. That's the beauty of it. You know, hey, Bailey, how you going? Changing tack, Bailey, sorry. I have been thinking about, I am going to do a little meditation like video. So if you like and anyone else likes, when I do that, it'll be I'll start with the basics if you like. I'll start with just a 5-minute breathing where I do the meditation, and you can join in and follow along. And then it will be there permanently that you can click on and just connect with me and basically do the practice of breathing to let stress go. And then I'll try and I'll do that in the next couple of days. I'll post something. And then I'll try and do more advanced ones for you, all right? So we'll eventually get to the point where I do some visualization ones. So I hope that sounds okay. But they'll be there permanently, so, you know, you can click on and use me in that sense to, you know, do a meditation or have someone to do a meditation with when you see fit. Bailey asked me the other day if that's something that I would be interested in doing, and the answer is yes. It's funny because the day before you asked me that, Bailey, I thought that. So we're in sync. Fantastic. Absolutely. If you want to post it here, you can. Otherwise, you can pick any of my posts that come up, and you can put questions in those whenever you like, Bailey, and I'll respond in kind when I get a chance. If it's a bit of detail or it's something that's bigger, you don't want me to talk it here in the open live, I can, if you post a question on one of my YouTube videos, and I will answer it on that for you if you like, if that's an easy way to go, unless you need something answered right now. But if it's detailed, yeah. Yes, I do know that your dog crossed over. I hope you're still going okay. Is it more around about your dog, is it? I will absolutely absolutely be happy to answer whatever you like later, Bailey. That's not a problem. Yeah, so, oh no. You know, they must have been very close, yeah? So it's often similar to humans with dogs too. If you have one partner and their relationship was very close and they cross over, the other partner, if they were so close to each other, often they just don't feel they can go on their own, and you find that they deteriorate within a couple of months and they've gone as well. And I can't tell you how much you do hear that. Well, you just be there and enjoy the time that you have with him. And yeah, they must have been very connected. Isn't that amazing? They don't want to be separated in that way. So the heart connection must be very strong between the two. But it's obviously going to be hard for you. So just again, be good to yourself. Treat yourself well. Know that they're okay. Know that you will see them again when that time comes for your other dog. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard, Bailey. All right, guys. So basically, again, what I was talking about was just being true to yourself, right? Being true to yourself, getting back onto like when you are helping someone else, you are helping yourself at the same time, right? Because, like I've said earlier, and this is going off what we've just spoken with Bailey there, where she's going through a hard time with her dogs. When you understand that we are all connected, that we're all part of the same family, you want to help everyone around you as well. Okay, well, it's probably a good idea to try that. Yeah, when you understand that, well, I don't really put a time limit on it, but I don't go over the 2 hour mark. Usually at about 2 hours, I'm done and dusted. But if you feel you want to jump off, my friend, you can. I won't take it personally, but you have been a blessing, mate, today. You've just been a joy to be listening. I was just going to say that, yeah, when it comes to connecting with yourself, I've just lost my train of thought there. Where was I? I know there was a question here that kind of had me thinking. Yeah, so when you try and help other people, you are truly helping yourself. But it is the reverse that needs to be thought about, right? And I will reiterate that before we finish up with today's live. It's really about working on you before other people. You actually help other people by helping yourself first. See, because the people around us, we draw them to us as a reflection to help us solve the things about our life, to transform our lives for the better. So we keep on bringing higher vibrational people to ourselves as we lift our own vibration. The key to that is doing things that you love to do. That's one of the ways you can lift your vibration. So living a life of never working a day in your life is doing something that you love to do, right? Because it doesn't feel like work. You just love doing it. And you'll hear people say that do jobs that they love to do. So, you know, it's really about taking ownership of that understanding that if you spend the time to work on you and to, you know, be authentic with yourself, trust in your first thoughts, be the person that you've always wanted to be. So step forward, step up, be the vision that you want yourself to be. Act it out. Be that guy, right? Be that girl. Create that reality by stepping into that reality. The pathway already exists, that you just have to choose it. You just have to choose the person you want to be. So, you know, that's why I talk about you choose how you respond. You make that decision. You can hang out with lower level vibrational individuals by acting that way, or you can learn to talk in a much higher, more positive way, right? And attract those type of people to you, where opportunities will come to you in a much bigger, broader way. Oh, there you go. I haven't heard of Dr. K, no. Yeah. Look, my conversation is my conversation, I suppose. And I hope that you guys get a lot out of it. Now, for all the guys that are on here that haven't seen me before, please, if you like what I talk about, do subscribe, do hit your notifications. Then you'll see when I come on to live sessions, because if you don't do that, you're not going to know when I pop up anyway. And there's always different things that I talk about. Yeah, look, I have said... I have said that I will be doing more different live sessions in the future. But for now, I'm really about, as people find me, I'm really about talking the basics. And I think a lot of you have kind of picked up on that. Hey, kiddies, how you going? A lot of you have picked up on that. So, you know, but there are variances to everything I talk about on every session. But I want to keep putting myself out there. I want to keep on being available to as many people as I can, especially over the next month. I'm just really going to make an effort to regularly be here live. There will be videos and things that I do. Sweet Tooth, how you going? New here? Well, you are very welcome. And if you are totally confused about what this dude is talking about, I am just a guy that's very positive about life. I have a lot of understandings about how I look at life. I'm very much a believer that I create what happens to myself. So if I'm putting out a very positive attitude, then bang. You know, sorry, reading things again. And I think that, yeah, basically when you see me live, you're going to hear the authentic me, and I'm going to give you ideas and thoughts around how you can transform your life for the better. I'm a big believer that each individual is more powerful than they realise, and they need to start to act in a way that actually can transform their life into a much better version of what they want for themselves. So, you know, I'm a positive, I'm a spiritual guy, not religious. Want to make that clear. Happy to have everyone here. Everyone, look, okay, Sweet Tooth, no dramas at all. What if it's damn? Basically, people will often feel that way because they haven't found the connection with life. They might have been told that you don't have much say in your life, that, you know, someone else makes everything happen to you, so what's the point? When I was first told that, you know, when I was first told that I actually have a say in my life, and what I do helps to create a more positive life for myself, or negative, depending on how I act and what I put out there. It empowered me to understand that, hey, so I have a say here. I create my own reality. That's an understanding that a lot of people in this world have. And, you know, if you're feeling, if world is doomed as such, my advice is to start to take action on the way you speak, think, and act in your world. Like, situations will occur, but how you respond to those situations is how you start to change your reality for the better. If someone acts really negatively, you can, yes, drop down, you can get into a fight with them and you can argue with them and that type of thing, because like attracts like with energy. Or you can choose to go into the situation differently and hold yourself to a higher level of attitude. You know, be positive. This person's struggling with their attitude, but it doesn't mean you have to come down and get involved with that. You actually have a say in what goes on in your life. You can change your life for the better if you choose. That is heartfelt. That's what I believe. If you're wanting to know what to go after in life, my advice is to remind yourself of what you're passionate about, and whatever you're passionate about, start to do some of those things in your life. Start to do things that make you feel extra good. Yeah, and financial and the way the government set things up is making it very hard on the younger adults of the world. Fred Bloggs, he's passionate about dumplings. Sweet Tooth, the secret to life for me is treating people the way you want to be treated. Basically doing the things, remind yourself of the things that make you feel good. I'm sure that when you were younger, there were things that you were passionate about. They were personal things to you. You know, I know we have to work and I know we have to pay the bills and I know that's tough. But if you start to add things into your life that lift your vibration, that just make you feel really good, even if it's one time on the weekend you do a hobby that you just always loved as a kid and you re-bring that back in and you start, I said this earlier, you start doing jewelry making or you start cutting natural stones or whatever the hobby group is, and then you go in there and you start doing this thing that you love to do. But then in the hobby situation, you meet other people that are passionate about something you're passionate about, and then all of a sudden someone says, I'm looking for someone to work in my shop. Is that something you'd be interested in? And then all of a sudden, you've drawn to yourself someone on the level of you, but that's involved in the same passion line as what you are. So you have an opportunity to choose to do something in your life that brings you passion every day. So you've transformed your life for the better right there, because you've drawn an opportunity to yourself that you wouldn't have if you didn't go down the path of starting to do things that you love to do. I know it's a very simple concept, but at the core of creating your own reality, it's actually simplifying it right down. When you do something that you enjoy, when it's a passion, you feel really good, right? You feel high. You feel, wow, that was fun. That was exciting. That was whatever. Your vibration lifts. You attract other people at this high vibration, other opportunities, other ideas. People that are positive and high vibrational attract those type of people to themselves. You must accept where you are now. So whatever situation you're in with finances, with who you are, what you've created, be thankful to yourself for what you've got right now. Okay? Like, I know it might not seem much, but embrace who you are now and thank you that you've done the best you can. You've created the situation that you're in. You are in this position that you're in. But if you don't accept the position you're in, you can't then step forward towards the next version of yourself, right? Which is going to do more things that you're personally passionate about. There's nothing else that I can say to any of you that won't get you onto that right path, right? The right path is listening to your heart. What are the things that make you feel the best you can feel? You should be doing those things in your life as much as you can, because that's your higher self, your best version of you screaming out saying, this is how we transform our life for the better. This is how we do it. You create your own reality. You are a perfect spark of life force energy, of love, of part of the universe. You need to embrace that you've already got everything you need to transform yourself into an amazing life for yourself, you know? And yeah, it's honestly about going down that path, but it's also then analysing the beliefs that are set in your world. All right. So the other aspect, Sweet Tooth, before I go, because probably coming towards the end of the time tonight, but it's your beliefs, right? Each person creates their own reality. You just create your reality. I just create mine. I do this YouTube channel now because I'm passionate about it. I'm passing on that knowledge that I've learned over the years about how we can transform things, right? But you have to find what yours is. You also have to connect and really believe in yourself. You'll have to understand that you put the beliefs that you have right now in your world. Whatever you believe, you've accepted those beliefs to surround you, right? So your beliefs happen from when you're born. So as soon as you're born, all the family members, all the relatives, all the people that come into your world, they put beliefs. You hear people saying different things, they get absorbed. You're like a little sponge when you're a baby, and you absorb all these beliefs. And then basically, when you become an adult, sometimes you find you've got beliefs that are quite negative. Sometimes you find situations where you find yourself saying things that are like, you're a piece of blah, 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 because this particular thing happened, and that's what automatically comes out of you. But that might have been Arnie Beryl's belief that you watched her when you were 5 years old abusing someone because they did a particular thing, and she believed that was unacceptable. You might not want to have Auntie Beryl's belief there being really negative in your life, because all of your beliefs, they're the walls that you put up to allow yourself to create whatever it is you want in your life, including the abundance, including self-love and self-worth and self-esteem. All the things that go to creating your reality, all the beliefs that are there, they all limit you in some way. And some are really negative, you know, and you probably haven't put them there yourself. They've just been programmed into you. So when you act in a negative way, when a situation makes you respond in a way that you don't like, you have to take the time to realize that. Do I want to keep talking like that? You probably won't realize it at the time because your emotions and that will drive the comment out. But later on in the day, if you look back on your day, you kind of want to start to try and look at how you act in different situations, because when you analyze yourself in that way, you can go, geez, I acted really aggressive in that area. Do I really want to do that all the time? Do I really want to believe that? And if you don't, you can let it go. As soon as you realize you don't want to be like something, that belief is gone, and you can replace it with something much more positive, right? Creating your own reality is about taking ownership of who you are. You need to know who you are now so you can change the things about who you are now to become better, to become more positive, to become more open, to transform your life into something more abundance that you might need in your life, more love, more joy, more everything, right, that you want. You're the only individual that limits what you allow yourself to receive. You know, the beliefs that you hold are the beliefs that control your life. The basics to it all is remind yourself of what makes you feel the best way you can feel, and start incorporating that into your life, because there's nothing more real than that. Being your authentic self. If you're living a life where you're trying to be someone that you're not, just to make other people happy with you, you're living a fake life. This is your life. You chose to live this life. I'm telling you now, every single one of you chose to live this life. Live an authentic life. You can't lie to yourself. You can, but you know you're lying. So there's no good trying to lie to yourself. The one person in life you can't lie to is you. You know that you're lying. So don't lie. Live the best life you can for yourself. Do the things that you love the idea of doing. Watch how easily your life changes when you start to do things that you're buzzed about, right? That make you feel awesome. Do that stuff. That's the message I'm putting across to everyone, sweet tooth included. You know, you have to transform from what you know you are into what you want to be, right? You can all do that, but it's all up to your individual selves, right? Again, anyone that likes the way I talk, wants to see me jump on live at times, you're going to have to subscribe and notify and all that type of whatever it is, so you can see when I come online, and I will continue my positive rhetoric and understanding on life going forward over the next months, and I will add different things as we go, and we will expand upon it together. If you ever have questions for me, guys, you know, I've got my YouTube channel. You can always take one of the videos and put a comment or a question in there about something, and I will respond to you. I will give you my opinion from how I see things, all right? But please, with everything that I say, always take what you like, throw out what you don't like. I'm not here to answer all the questions in your life. I'm giving you ideas about empowering you to empower yourself to know that you are everything you need to be in your life. You don't need anything else to be the perfect spark of life and love that you are. You have the ticket to the show, right? You don't have to do anything to be living forever. You live forever already, all right? Oh, story time. I liked it in my 20s. I can tell some stories. That sounds like a good idea. I will do that. As long as you are there, my friend. I will do it tomorrow. So Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, for those who aren't sure of my accent. Between 7 and 8 p.m. So, you know, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So right now it's 9:26 p.m. in Melbourne. So, you know, tomorrow in about 22 hours, you will see me back live. Now, well, I'll be picking and choosing my stories out of the 20s, I can tell you, Dylan. No, I'll pick some of the relevant ones, the ones when things that happened that helped me become me. I think that's what Najim Bobo is alluding to. The things that helped me become a little bit of who I am, right? But well, you know, I just do the things that I love now. I'm just really focusing on that. That's the number one thing. If I really feel passionate about something, I'm going to do it, because that's my higher self saying that's the path to go on. Really can't make it any clearer than that, guys, right? Listen to yourself. What are the things that you want to be doing? Even though you're not doing them, what are the things that you'd love to be doing? I think maybe you should start doing them. And then you can tell me how things start to change, because that's what I want to hear about, right? I'll tell you about some of my early 20s stories, but you have to tell me how, when you start to act these ways, what changes for you guys, right? Because you can do it. You're powerful individuals. You're just not aware of it yet. We're all powerful individuals. Human beings have more power than any of us realise. I've heard stories on when listening to some of the extraterrestrial shows and groups that are trying to get disclosure to come forward on the planet. And I'm a believer in extraterrestrials. No drama. I don't hide that fact. I think we're not alone in the universe. But there's been some high up military men that have had conversations with supposed extraterrestrial beings, and those extraterrestrial beings have said to so many different humans over the time through conversations, human beings do not realise how amazing we are. We're not connected with our full selves at this stage. There's over 90% of the brain that we don't use. You know, we are amazing entities. We are amazing spirits. We are amazing individuals. I like to call us all sparks of light. We're sparks of love and light. We're eternal vibration that holds consciousness. And any more than that, I couldn't tell you. But I think that we're all very loving, really want to understand ourselves on a big spectrum in this existence. And I think that's part of why we're living life, to understand ourselves more from another perspective, from another angle, from another lifetime, you know, being different people. I think we've lived thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives. Who knows how long we've existed for. But like I said, guys, I've been out of my body twice, so I know the energy body of ourselves is like, wow. Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body. Do check that book out. It's awesome, right? It has been an absolute pleasure to hang out with everyone again. We have just about cracked on 2 hours. And I'm discovering that 2 hours is about my limit, everyone. So if you would like to come and hear some stories about some of Craig's experiences in his 20s tomorrow, just to my friend in South Africa, we will entertain some of those. Hogs Baffleworth, howdy, howdy, howdy. I was just about to sign out, my friend. It's been 2 hours. Have you been hanging out long? Or did you just join me? I was just, mate, you too, mate. I won't be, actually, tomorrow's, well, it's New Year's Eve in Australia tomorrow. Yeah, I've been busy today too, mate. It's been one of those days. Just thought I'd street in. Well, I tell you what, I'm thinking tomorrow night is New Year's Eve for us in Melbourne. Don't know if I'm going to go on tomorrow. Might be New Year's Eve, you know. Might be having a couple of quiet ones tomorrow. Maybe I might do one a bit early. We'll see how we go. But if I'm not on tomorrow, I'll do the day after. But that might be other people's around the world New Year's Eve. But we'll see how we go. But I will be back on very soon. Make sure that you all have subscribed so you know when I'm jumping back on. But there will be videos going on. I am doing a little short meditation video that people can use ongoing. So I'm going to post that. I'm going to create that over the next day. So I'm sure you will, my friend. We will, you know, I know one of the followers here on the page wanted me to do a little 5-minute meditation of myself talking through how to get into a meditative state. Bit of 5-minute relax, get rid of all the stress. So I'm going to post that as a 5-minute meditation or basic meditation, and it will be there on my YouTube channel to use whenever you like. So you can just copy along with me on a recording and relax yourself to let go of any stresses of the day. But eventually I'm going to make a bit more detailed meditations that you guys can use on a regular basis if you so choose. And there obviously is no charge to any of that. You can just jump on and use them, because I think we need to all be, you know, washing away the low vibrations and the stresses of life on a regular basis so we can stay nice and centered to go after the things that are important to us all. And on that note, you are all very, very amazing individuals, and I wish you a wonderful evening and day wherever you are in the world. And if you're entertaining New Year's Eve over the next day or so, stay safe, enjoy yourselves fully, live life to its fullest. You go on forever. You rejoice that you are that you live forever. You are already eternal. You are already never going to die. Life is awesome. You guys are awesome. Let's embrace our awesomeness together. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to some of my ideas. Always take what you like, throw out what you don't like. Be good to yourself and to the people around you. Life will transform for the better, and do the things that you love to do. I love yous all. You're all bloody fantastic. I will see you on the next live very soon. Take care, everyone.